It's that time again for another Mapleton Monthly Minute. This is for January 2021. There's a few announcements that you may or may not have seen in the newsletter. The first thing is we need your help to nominate a Citizen of the Year. In our partnership with the Springville Mapleton Chamber of Commerce, each city nominates a Person of the Year. That decision has been made internally in the past, and this year we want to invite all of our members of the community to nominate someone you know that best represents Mapleton. The person, it's pretty simple. The person must currently reside in Mapleton, and they must have in the past or are currently involved in activities and actions that help to strengthen our community. It's pretty wide open. So take a minute and reflect on those who you feel like best represent our city. To nominate them, you'll go to mapleton.org, our city website. I will include the link here below. And there's a Google form, a link to a Google form. Just fill it out. And we would love to have your help in nominating people to be our Citizen of the Year. That decision then will be made by... We'll make that decision based on the nominees that we get. So we'd love to have your help with that. The due date on that is February 15th. So please be mindful of that. A couple of other announcements that we went over at our city council meetings this last month. First of all, we welcomed Mike Moyes. He's our new police officer. We did lose a police officer to another city. They offered him they recruited him to their city, and so we replaced him with Officer Mike Moyes. His parents were there at city council meeting to watch his swearing in, and we welcome him to our city. An announcement that you need to be aware of is the PI trunk line. The pressurized irrigation trunk line is going in on Maple from basically Main over along Maple Street, clear over to the D.R. Horton project off of Slant Road. It's a big project. It's just the trunk line. So that's what's going in. There will be one lane open at all times, so there will be some traffic flow, but you can plan on some disruption along Maple Street for most of the spring. It could start as early as the end of February, but be watching for announcements on that, and there will be some disruption. There will be possibly a bridge between the stub on 8 South and the trunk line at Harvest Park. There also may be a bridge between those two stubs. So watch for that. The Youth City Council is taking applications, and if I wrote my notes properly, you'll want to get those applications, and I didn't write down a deadline. So get those in this month. Youth City Council for your kids. Garbage collection is changing. The garbage collection day is changing in February. You may have seen this in your newsletter. You will be noticed officially from the garbage collection service the first part of February on those details. So just be aware that the day is changing from Monday to another day of the week. And also the side of the road, I think that's also going away. Now, one thing to be aware of as we get into the spring, as you know, our winter has been very, very dry, and the water experts are telling us that our water supply across the state is about 30% of normal. So that is very, very low. So I share that with you just as you're getting your spring, thinking of your spring landscaping and summer plans for water. Please be mindful to conserve and look for ways to landscape in such a way that does conserve water, because there may be some, well, we don't know what's going to happen, but we're doing everything we can to store as much of the early water as possible as a city, but there could be some, we'll see how the summer goes, but be mindful of that. So that's Mapleton Monthly Minute. That's longer than a minute. I hope that's helpful. Have a great rest of your month.